KJ 15 for you offensively tonight, 5 for 7 from the line, all in the second half. Some clutch free throws down the stretch to lock this one up. Talk about taking those pressure shots at the end, please.
Obviously, I missed the last two, but it come down to free throws for the most part, so had to knock them down.
All right, let's go defensively. 26 allowed for you guys as a team in the second half. Just 33% shooting by Marian. Game high 4 steals for you. Talk about the defensive effort, going up in the second half there to get this win.
It came down to, obviously we know their plays. Like, we kind of got an idea on what they play like. So for the most part, it was just playing passing lanes, trying not to get backdoored. But they was kind of lazy passes for the most part, so it was bound to happen for somebody.
All right, 7 home games under your belt, back-to-back wins here. Now you guys head on the road for the first time, ASU on Tuesday night. What are you looking forward to from this first road trip?
Winning. Yeah. Hopefully we get a win. That's all I care about, winning.
All right, fair enough. Thank you. Tony, let's start with the offensive side of the ball. Your first college start tonight at game high 16 for you and a victory for the Toreros. Talk about your offensive effort tonight, please.
Yeah, they have a lot of confidence in me scoring, so they gave me the starting spot to go score for our scorer was out, so I just took advantage of that and went and did what I could so we could win.
Tony, we didn't see those first few games. Started seeing you a couple of games ago. Again, your first college start tonight. Talk about that patience, getting onto the court and being able to kind of show what you can do now these last couple of games, heading toward your first road trip as a college student athlete.
Yeah, so I always knew I could compete and at this level, and I knew I would help. So I just talked to coach, and he just stay ready. We just working on the rotations, and once I got my shot, I just took advantage of it.
The holiday tomorrow, excitement level for you again as a freshman heading to the desert to play your first road game as a Torero next week.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I've been wanting to play a road trip. I'm looking forward to that since my freshman year of high school. So yeah, I'm really hyped for that.
All right, joined by San Diego head coach Steve Lavin. Coach, let's start with some general comments, please, tonight. This win to round out this homestand over a very organized Marian squad, please.
Yeah, they play a deliberate style. They hadn't lost a game this year, and so they have confidence in their system. Coach Diener comes from a basketball family and was a terrific player himself at DePaul University. So they gave us, everything they had, and proud of our guys to be able to respond and learn from this experience because they outplayed us in the first half. And then we were able to regroup and we outplayed them in the second half, and that's what led to it being a competitive game. But they present a challenging system and style of play to defend. They're undersized, but they handle the ball well. They make good decisions. They cut very well. They play a cohesive brand of basketball, and they were able to break us down with a combination of back cuts and dribble drives and some timely, shooting as well. But in the second half, we really tightened up our defense. We were more stingy in terms of giving them open looks, and I think even though we didn't shoot the ball well in the second half from the 3, we were able to put it down low and get some high percentage shots and take advantage of our size. So valuable lesson in terms of our first half not being at the level that we're going to need to if we expect to be successful. And obviously we've got a very difficult schedule coming up, and our league is very strong. And so these are opportunities for our guys to understand that you can't bury yourself and be fighting uphill against good competition because there's a razor thin margin for error. We've been down 16, 18, 14. Tonight I think we were down 9 was our biggest deficit, and that's not a trait or an attribute that we want to see on a frequent basis. But we do fight back in those games, down 18, down 16, down 14. We've come all the way back and either taken the lead or made it a 1 or 2 possession game. But when you spend that much energy coming back, often you don't have enough down the stretch to get over the hump, or it's an official's call, a bounce the ball, or an opponent that makes a tough shot, and suddenly you've got yourself an L. So we've been going to the school of hard knocks, and it's going to be more difficult as we move into the deep end, so to speak, of our schedule.
Coach, several standout performances. I want to ask about a couple of them. Let's start with the veteran, Santi Truitt. Back-to-back starts, back-to-back double-doubles for you. Plus 11 on the court, game high. Talk about his effort of late, please.
Yeah, Santiago is an example of how the growth and development that can take place between your freshman and sophomore year is often the most dramatic in a player's career on the college level. At least I found that in my experience. And you just have a better sense and a feel because you've been through it. And we're seeing the shift in Santiago's approach. He's mature, he's sustaining his effort and concentration. He's not getting down on himself, what we call next play, right now in the moment. And his versatility helps us. He's a threat on the perimeter. He can pass the ball, he can handle the ball. He's got the length and size to provide some resistance in the paint. And he's skilled enough down low as well, as we saw with his jump hooks and his finishes. And so he's really improved and couldn't be prouder of his maturity. He's got work to do, and we're going to stay on him, keep his feet to the fire, because that's what he needs. And but I'm very pleased with his maturity and proud of him.
And of course, your freshman guard coach, Tony Duckett, the local product, gave him the first college start tonight. He rewarded you with a game high 16. Talk about Tony tonight, please.
Yeah, Tony is a unique player. You know, he's able to shoot the ball from distance, mid-range, and also can finish at the rim. So he can score in all three areas, behind the three-point arc, mid-range, and at the rim. He has exceptional body control. Obviously, the ball handles we talked about, his ability to handle the ball well. But he also has, good mid-air body control and is able to finish and make difficult shots in traffic. We also saw his ability to elevate along the baseline tonight with a little punch dunk, two-hand jam, in a critical stretch of the game. He's improving his passing. He's got good instincts, just a good feel for the game, and has a very bright future. And I'm impressed with the poise and maturity for freshmen. And it's almost as though he's not aware of the significance of the moment. Sometimes freshmen, underclassmen can be overwhelmed, and he's not. And we've seen it in practice, and he did the work, and he's been rewarded with minutes off the bench, and now as a starter, he stepped up and delivered again. So really pleased for Tony Duckett.
Coach, finally, you mentioned the schedule. Obviously, gets more difficult when you got a 7-game homestand under your belt, back-to-back wins. You got Arizona State in the desert on Tuesday. I'm sure they remember having lost to you here last year, a game that you came from behind in the second half in an entertaining one. What do you hope to see out of your ball club heading to Arizona State Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, Arizona State, well coached by Bobby Hurley, and a very talented team. And we'll turn all of our focus in terms of game prep, beginning tomorrow, to put ourselves in a position to where we go over feeling good about ourselves. But we have our work cut out for us. We'll start with breaking down the game film from tonight's game, and those areas that we need to improve upon. We'll get on the practice floor and do the drill work. And we're still at a place where the basic fundamentals and habits, both defensively with our technique, but also offensively, there's elements where we have to improve. And working in a cohesive manner to get good shots and not turning the ball over. At times we have too many self-inflicted wounds, and we can't afford to have empty possessions as you go on the road and play a team like Arizona State. We've got Grand Canyon, San Diego State, UC San Diego is coming in here. So that competition is going to really test us, and we're going to continue to get report cards. We're not where we want to be, but we feel we are getting better. We'd like to be 6-0 or 5-1, but we're not. We're 3-4, and we just got to continue to trust the process, get on the practice floor, do the drill work, watch game film, and get ready for our next opponent.